सिम्पली फुटबॉल कार्यावळीन तुमकां सगळ्यांक येवकार. तुम्ही पळयतात FC गोवा टीव्ही प्रुडंटाचेर आनी हांव नीरज प्रभू. सर्जिओ लोबेराच्या द गॉर्स टीमीन 3 मॅची सेगीत ISL 5व्या ISLाच्यो जिखून आपली सुवात ISLाच्या टॉपार व्हेल्या. इतली बरी परफॉर्मन्स आशिल्ली काल FC गोवाची. ते पळोवन अशें दिसतालें की जी स्कोर लायन जाली मागीर 4-2 ती एखाद वेळार 6चेर पावता काय अशें दिसतालें. प्रत्येक वेळार जेन्ना FC गोवा अटॅक करताले तेन्ना हो गोल जातलो काय अशें दिसतालें. इतलो सुंदर ओपन खेळ आशिल्लो आनी एकदां अशें दिसतालें की व्हिडिओ गेम काय. सो अशी ही मॅच काल जाली नेहरू स्टेडियम फातोर्ड्यार आनी FC गोवाचे आतां 10 पॉयंट जाल्या 4 गेमींनी ISL 5व्या. सो सगळ्या मदीं उमेद आसा, सगळे उमेदीचें वातावरण आसा गोंयान. आनी आमच्या बरोबर सदां भशेन आसात इंडियाचे आदले स्ट्रायकर फ्रांसीस डिसोजा आमच्या स्टुडियोन. फ्रांसीस बाब, 4-8-2 गोलांनी FC गोवा जिखले खरें, पूण निमण्या खिणाक फेरान कोरोमिनासाक पडिल्ल्या रेड कार्डान मातशें सगळ्यांक सॅडनेस आयलें.
Actually, to tell you the truth, to be honest, Niraj, I'm thinking that FC Goa is Coro and Coro is FC Goa for most of the fans.
Yeah.
Okay, they've fallen in love with Coro, and Coro is delivering. He's been the blue-eyed boy of the Goan fans and envy of most of the ISL teams. So I think they have been feeling very sad with the exit of Coro. I wouldn't say it to be a minute of madness, but I think it was premeditated earlier by Coro, because he was being heckled, he was being jostled, and he was being troubled all the time with the opponent midfielder and the defenders, and I think he reached a point where he couldn't take it. But I don't also see Coro as a person from the last ASL to this ASL that who will spontaneously react to impulsively to such a thing. So that there must have been something which really infuriated him to go in for such a tackle, which got him the red card.
Right. It was a game which was absolutely entertaining. Both sides playing a very open brand of football, very attacking, and both sides had quality. Although FC Pune City are placed at the bottom of the table, they had the quality players like Marcelinho and Alfaro, to name a couple of them. Whereas FC Goa had been on a run of great form, having scored 2 consecutive victories before, and yesterday they got their 3rd victory. Corominas scored a brace, beautifully taken goals by Coro as always, and there were goals for Jackie Chan Singh and Hugo Bumo as well. So overall, what do you feel about the quality of football displayed by both the sides?
Like I said last time, the quality of the players of FC Goa is really good, and you could see it now. Now in the last 2 matches, we are, beside Coro, we are having other scorers.
Yes.
And they have been so good at the midfield, controlling the midfield and the entire match. If you see them, I don't think that was happening with the opponents, FC Pune. They used to lose the ball in the midfield, and that's how they had problems getting a grip on the game. But their strikers were very, very good, like I said, mentioned last episode. That if Mumbai had this type of players, they could have capitalized on the chances they got. And very true, they have capitalized on the chances that they have got, except for Alfaro, who has missed that penalty. Things might have been a little different if he had converted that.
Marcelino also hit the crossbar in the second half.
In spite of being on the back foot by conceding goals, and after equalizer, they have again conceded the lead to FC Goa. And in spite of that, they have been able to break Goa defence. They've exposed that something has to really be done regarding their defence, strengthening of the defence, and they have scored the goals. And goals by Marcelino was a beauty. So anyway, what is happening as far as Goa is concerned is that they had taken the first 2 shots into the goal, and those were converted into goals. So that is very heartening that in spite of you conceding goals, you have the power and the resources and the quality of players who can change the equation of the game. and that's the quality of the FC Goa players.
कॉरोमिनासान गेमीच्या 5व्या मिनिटानूच गोल मारलो आणि कितलो सुंदर तो मूव आशिल्लो. अहमद जाहू जो मागीर हिरो ऑफ द मॅच थारलो, ताणें डीप आपल्या हाफांतल्यान एक लॉब घालो, ओवरहेड बॉल एक्झॅक्टली along the center line. So it was a ball that provided Corominas the perfect assist to score that, although he controlled with one touch with his header and got the ball down and placed it towards the left side. Beautiful delivery, beautiful ball by Jahu, isn't it?
I think that is their weapon now, that they are using more often. Jahu, you have balls played by Jahu to even Jackie Chan.
Yes.
And Jackie Chan also got himself on the scoring list. The same was the first ball which went to Koro, who controlled it beautifully, had the composure, de-accelerated, and then shot it very coolly into the goal. So that's the difference that Jahu makes, right? Sitting at the back there in his top of his defensive third, and playing those balls which are so deceptive and with so much of accuracy.
Absolutely, the accuracy of Ahmad Jahu's balls is always an average of accuracy is around 80%. So they are tremendous. 80% accuracy to Jahu's delivery all the time in the ISL. That is just amazing.
That's the difference that is between FC Goa quality players and the players playing for other ISL franchises.
He's a Moroccan international in the past. Probably he's trying to get back in the team, because we also saw Morocco at the World Cup and the quality of their footballers. So we know the pedigree now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can get a glimpse of what is the quality of players Morocco is producing. And rightly so, they have been in this World Cup with the quality of players that they are producing. And it is heartening, and it is nice that he is part of the FC Goa team, so who can contribute in this way for the success.
One thing that all football lovers might have noted is how Jahu gets these balls early through, and quite quickly the way he manipulates or takes the position of his feet to get those balls. They're so quick, stiff balls most of the time.
Yeah,
early balls, as you all call them.
Neeraj, you know, success comes since it being a team game. Success comes between combination and understanding of group of players. In this case, it is either Jackie Chan or Koro, and they have been coordinating so well, understanding so well, and they also know when exactly this ball will come to them.
Right.
And they position themselves in such a way that when the ball comes, they are always in an advantage position.
Absolutely.
So that's the understanding that has been developed over a period of time between Jahu and his other link players. So, and that gives them the success.
At times it seems so effortless, the way this fluid passing game of FC Goa is displayed there on the field at Fatorda, the way they move, it seems like a programmed video game at times. Boomok shifting his position from right, coming to the left, making the moves through the center, crafty Edu Bedia making those runs, slipping in the balls, and of course Jahu there and Koro there to finish. This all seems like a beautiful orchestra to me.
Yeah, of course, they have the potential of holding on to the ball, keeping possession of the ball individually, and their positioning is fantastic. Also, now they have grown with that understanding of how to gel with the other players. So it has the tiki-taka Spanish flavor in it, and you can see it there all the time, and it looks so nice. But they don't only believe in playing the ball around. They also believe in pushing the ball forward into that danger area, attacking third of the opponents, where Goa becomes deadly with Koro and Jackie Chan or Boomos there.
Right. Although we are good in attack, there is slight weakness in defense of the team. It has been there, and yesterday Sana Singh, centre back, made a couple of costly errors. Although goalkeeper Mohammad Nawaz made a fantastic save, and Sana Singh was the first to go and give him a tight hug. He bailed him out, young Nawaz.
Yeah, definitely, and then he appreciated what the contribution of Nawaz in saving that kick. It was a brilliant save.
But how could Sana Singh make a basic error like getting the ball back in the box when Alfaro was lurking?
Yeah, you need experience.
He's only young, 21 years old.
You need composure,
Sana.
yeah. So he is going to learn by every mistake, and this is part of the learning process. But it overshadows the performance he has given earlier and later on. We are all humans, and we will definitely commit mistakes. But you should try to avoid mistakes which makes the opponents punish you, and that's what exactly happened in those two incidences.
Young Nawaz there then declared the emerging player of the match. So he's really growing, and we are really delighted to see a goalkeeper being very confident in FC Goa goal finally.
Yeah, that's very heartening for Lobera, because he had always problem with the defense and the goalkeepers. So partly his problem is solved by performance of Nawaz. He looks very energetic and very determined. Of course, everybody will commit mistakes, like the goal he considered in the first angle, which normally no goalkeeper would allow a goal to be scored from his angle. So he is young, he is little more energetic, and maybe he assumed the ball would go to the other post, second post, and that's why he had premeditated movement, which he himself has to be blamed. And I think the error that he committed in matches to come, he will correct himself, and he will become more positive and more determined not to let any ball go to the first post now.
India head coach Stephen Constantine was at the stadium, and I'm sure he's keeping a close eye on the Indian players playing in the ISL, because Asian Cup is scheduled for January, and India team has to be picked for that coveted Asian top-notch football tournament. So a couple of players in FC Goa, like Jackie Chan Singh in particular, and of course Lenny Rodriguez may be knocking on the door. Are you satisfied with what Lenny is showing at FC Goa?
See, when the national coach is watching these matches with the sole intention of picking up somebody who's going to come up with exceptional performances in the I-League.
Right.
ISL
as well.
So his intention is very clear. Unless from the pick of players that he has with him, if somebody has very high rated performance and consistently performance in these matches, I think then only he will pick them up. But otherwise he will not disturb his combinations, because it takes time to build understanding with the other players. So I think a coach, in my opinion, would not tinker too much with the new players unless he is confident enough that this player has been outstanding in his performance, and his current form, he deserves a place in the team.
So on current form, do you think Jackie Chan is looking really good?
I don't think so. I think
not yet.
I think he will have to bring his performance a few notches up,
right?
So he can be called by Steven to the Indian team.
Saritan Fernandez has been consistent last season as well, and what do you make of his performance at right back yesterday?
Saritan has had a very good game yesterday. For me, he was outstanding with the assist, with the defending and the overlapping that he was doing. You know, he assisting his forwards, etc. Except for that mistake where I think he put himself out of position for that goal that Marcelino scored.
The first goal of today.
But that was the only hiccup in his performance yesterday. But I think he has been outstanding with his tackles, timely interceptions, and his brilliant runs down the flank. And you know, those two crosses that he had sent into the penalty box. I mean, you need somebody to step in and come and take those chances, because it was his duty to set the ball there for somebody to come and finish it off. And he has done his part perfectly. I think he had a very nice game, and it'll also help him with a lot of confidence that he is consistently performing very well.
Sure. Let's now go and watch the post-match press conference to be addressed by Sergio Lobera and FC Pune City's interim coach Pradyum Reddy.
Coach, how do you assess the performance for you?
Very proud of the way the boys fought and got their team from the first minute. We were trying to have a go at them, and even after going a goal behind, we expect the heads to drop. They didn't drop. We got back in the game. Arsenal scored a great goal, and even every time they attacked, we still. So I think we gave it all of ourselves, and I thought the boys gave a good account of themselves in the first half. We would like to have been a bit closer going into half time, and we made a couple of adjustments at half time, and I think the penalties probably the turning point of the game. got in. We were about to make certain substitutions and possibly we could have drawn the game and probably gone on to win it. That's football.
So, do you reckon that the team has improved from the showing from the last 3 games?
We scored 1 goal in the first 3 games. We scored 2 today against one of the best teams in the league, one of the fittest teams in the league. So that gives us confidence in knowing that you can see the work rate, you can see the combination between Arsenal and Alfaro and the others. So that's a positive that we're going to take from this game and going into the next game.
Okay. Hi coach, tough luck today. What do you think you could have done differently in today's game?
So the temptation would have been to come here and, especially with FC Goa having won the last game 5-0, temptation would be saying let's just sit back and try and play park the bus. But the position we're in the table and the players that we have, I think it was better suited for us to make it a bit of an open game. When you make it an open game against Goa, you're likely to give them a lot of chances. And we would have liked to have pressed them on opportunities throughout the game. When you notice when we did press them, we did get a lot of opportunities to score. We did create chances. But we're not shaping fitness-wise. We're not fit enough to press for 45 minutes, let alone 90 minutes. And truth be told, I think Goa is one of the fittest teams in the league. We're trying to, when you're not at your 100% level, you're playing against one of the teams that I think is the fittest at the moment in the league. It's never going to be an easy task.
The red card for Coro in the end started the victory for you.
Bueno, evidentemente es una gran noticia para nosotros. Tenemos a un gran jugador, además en un momento del partido que ya prácticamente está acabado. Y mi opinión personal, con mucho respeto a los árbitros, es que si no hubieran expulsado al jugador de Túnez, hubiera sido una tarjeta amarilla de más.
Yeah, evidently there's bad news for us because we're losing a player who's very good and has been, so that's obviously bad news for us. And also, you know, particularly towards the dying stages of the game, to lose a player to such an instance, it always starts with a victory, like you mentioned. And you know, in my opinion, I feel that had the other team not received a red card, with all the respect to the referees, I don't think it would have been a red card either.
Next coach, please. Hi coach, congratulations on the win. The team scored 5 goals in the last game and 4 goals today, and you sit on top with a goal difference of 9 points. Are you happy with the team's performance?
Sí, estoy contento, es verdad que hemos conseguido 9 goles en casa en 2 partidos, son muy buenos números, pero creo que hoy nos han generado bastantes ocasiones de gol y hemos dado alguna facilidad, sobre todo en errores puntuales en los 2 goles encajados. Y esto hay que mejorarlo, porque al final si no los partidos son muy abiertos y eso tampoco nos interesa.
Yeah, I'm happy with the performance of the team. We managed to score 9 goals in 2 home games so far, so with that point I'm very happy. But with regards to, you know, we played a very open game today where the other team also were given a lot of opportunities, and where, you know, 2 goals that they scored was due to, you know, tiny little mistakes which obviously cost us, and this is something that we need to obviously change and improve on.
Hi coach. Would you say you are enjoying the kind of you know, reputation your team has built for yourselves, like, you know, the most feared attacking team, or how would you explain it?
Bueno, lo que me gusta es que las cosas que queremos trabajar acaben saliendo en el campo, ¿no? Y siempre lo hemos dicho que somos un equipo construido para atacar. Y eso es lo que hacemos cuando jugamos, ¿no? Ni me gusta ni me disgusta. Un entrenador tiene que buscar el mejor camino para que su equipo gane, porque al final vivimos de resultados. Y yo creo que con los jugadores que tenemos y la idea que yo tengo, tiene que ser esta.
With regards to, you know, when we go out to play, the idea is always to sort of go out there and, you know, play on the front foot, play attacking brand of football. But ultimately, a coach has to find the best possible manner to get there to what he can do in the best possible way. So it's not about, you know, liking or not liking, it's just about ensuring that we're doing it in the best possible manner.
Well, Sergio Lobera is slightly sad and obviously losing the quality player like Coro for a game perceived to be a tough one for coming on Thursday, playing away at Jamshedpur FC. He will now have to make a change to the lineup. Otherwise, for last 3 matches, the lineup was the same.
Definitely, which coach would like to lose a player like Messi or Ronaldo, and now we have Coro for FC Goa. I mean, it will definitely play a big part on not being there on the field. I mean, it's going to have a big psychological impact on the team itself. How they can overcome this is a test now that they have to show. It's left up to the other players to live up to the expectation of the fans. They knew when Koro was there, thing was going right for them as far as scoring was concerned. So now it's an added responsibility of the other players, and I'm sure they have quality players who can come up with performances.
So also they can look at it as an opportunity for someone like Miguel Palanca or maybe even Manveer Singh to start.
Yeah, I think sometimes it is a blessing in disguise for the other players. When a player is injured, or I mean, I wouldn't want somebody to go out in a red card, but due to injury or any other factors, I mean, you would like to get a place in the team so you can prove yourself. And I think it's an opportunity for Manveer or Palanca as Libero decides whom to field.
Right. Yesterday's match had everything, lots of goals, lots of beautiful movements, goal saves, yellow cards and 2 red cards at the fag end of the match. The first was in the 86th minute when FC Pune City's substitute Diego Carlos was sent off for what looked like a very vicious retaliation, could have resulted in a career-threatening injury. But Saritan Fernandez, the victim, was quite lucky not to have got injured there. And it looked like a great, I mean, nailed-on red card as well. But Koros didn't look like that, and Lobera interestingly said that with all respect to the referee, if Pune FC had not got the red card for their player, the referee wouldn't have sent off Koro. What's your take on that?
Neeraj, I think especially on this comment that Lobera made, my view is different. I think no referee would like to do a balancing act to get the numbers right on the field of play. And I think it was in the 90th minute when this incident happened.
Yes.
The only view, my view is that if you have noticed incidences on the field of play earlier to the last 15 minutes of the match, you know, I think right from the beginning, Koro was being heckled, jostled, kicked badly, tackled badly, and I think Koro have a very bad encounter with that Matic. Stankovic, sorry. So I think he got something very bad, because I know Koro to be composed,
absolutely
calm, cool, and not a player to be, you know, getting some retaliation due to any tackles or being jostled around. I think we have seen him from last ISL to this ISL. So there must be something which has disturbed him very badly.
Right.
And I think as a coach, I think I knew I was knowing what was happening on the field of play. Koro was my gem of a player that I don't. I mean, I might have not waited for him to be injured or red carded for that matter. So I think before the 90th minute, when Edo Bedia was being substituted by Palanca, I think I would have picked up Koro out of the team because he is my gem, and I wouldn't like to lose him in any part of the field due to injury or any other purpose. And that has been the saddest part of it.
Absolutely.
Maybe Lobero was wanting for him to complete his hat-trick, but I'm totally against, because it is the team that matters, not the individual.
Right.
And I think referees don't do balancing act. By
you being a referee yourself.
I don't think referees do balancing act.
You know
I think the offence was very serious, intentional, and it was violent.
It warranted.
Because he had gone with a sliding tackle with full force, which starts showing, and there was no intention to play the ball.
Absolutely.
So the referee was right in giving Koro the red card, but unfortunately now we don't have him, and now it's left of the other players to live up to the expectation of Koro.
On the other hand, FC Pune City interim coach Pradyum Reddy was satisfied with the performance of his boys despite the defeat. He believes that the team has improved a lot, and their goal tally of 2 goals was more than 1 goal they had scored in their previous 3 games. They're still rooted at the bottom, but Reddy believes that this performance gives them confidence going forward in the ISL 5.
Definitely, I think he must be satisfied with, except for the penalty kick by Alvaro.
Yes, that he thinks was a turning point. If
Yes.
that was if that had gone in, it could have been anybody's game.
But otherwise, I think they have had a good match. But for me, when Koro, Bumos and Edobedia were playing there, the defense and the midfield was in 6s and 7s.
Absolutely.
And they were running riot as to look, because every attack looked so dangerous when FC Goa was playing. And ultimately, you could make out how desperate and pressurized the defenders were there when Koro scored a goal between 3 defenders.
Yes.
You know, with the goalkeeper.
Yes.
So that gives you an idea how much panic is created by Koro and company. So I think we have to have the opponent defenders who are confident, steady, and can take the onslaught of the FC Goa players.
Right.
So that is the panic that FC Goa players create, and I think to that extent the defense was lacking. Pune defense was lacking.
They weren't a match for FC Goa
They
at all.
weren't really match for FC Goa. You see Sheraton also making headway and putting the balls across.
Yes.
So I think the attack was a little good performance, but overall I think the team has to do a lot.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Francis, for being here as always.
Thank you for having me.
So now the mission is for Lobera's boys to go to Jamshedpur and get the result. We all know Corominas, the top scorer in the ISL 5 so far with 6 goals from 4 games, will not be available to play that game due to suspension. Only the time will tell what Lobera's tactics will be all about for that big game in Jamshedpur, and that's happening on Thursday. Keep watching Prudent, and goodbye for now.